impact in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life, life. Give me a break, need another life.
The Women's Super League may have just reached a crucial flashpoint as this afternoon we are live from Stamford Bridge to watch the title favourites Chelsea take on chasers Manchester United, who are seemingly starting to hit their stride. Well, the Women's Super League has a very similar table and story to our coverage with Arsenal this year. Manchester City are leading, and the team we're covering this year for the Women's Super League is Manchester United. They're in third, but there is one difference, and that is Chelsea. And this could really aid Chelsea's season if they're able to get a win and the inconsistent Manchester United side comes out today. A win here would put them momentarily top, I believe. But with Chelsea, it's not really much of a surprise. As we said, they've been one of the teams that have dominated the Women's Super League since its inception back in 2011. In particular, through the talisman, that is Sam Kerr, who I believe only makes the bench for Chelsea today. Let's have a look at the lineup. She certainly does, and that's the most surprising thing of all. But Ramirez has had a rising stature in terms of getting the goals. So even in Sam Kerr's absence, this could still be it could still be a very top Chelsea side, and that it is. But as we've said so often, what Manchester United will come out today to play? We'll have to find out. Trish Joyce gets a shot back in goal today. It's Turner with Janssen in the centre of defence as they continue to miss Maya Letitia. But it's back to a lot of the usual suspects, so that's Jeze up front. Watson in the midfield today with Awujo and a couple of debutants with Golden Bitters, and Mazawa is actually behind Geze for this one. She gets one of her very few starts this season so far. I think this is her third overall. So this could really have a story of what could happen at the top of the table. Manchester City have not the strongest force. They've rather come as a surprise in this Women's Super League, because they're undoubtedly not as strong as the men's team with the likes of Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, just to name two in that all-star side. But they've emulated the men performance by topping the table, but now two of the chasing pack are about to face each other, and this could really be a turning point for either or if one of them takes the win here. If it's a draw, it could be status quo, and that'll open the door for Manchester City later on. But so this one really has a must-win feel for both teams. And already, Britain is gliding into the box, and Ramirez gets an early goal, and it took all of a minute for Ramirez to score. And we said in Sam Kerr's absence, she's the real talisman now. That proved to be the case. Immediate impact from Ramirez. Where was the Manchester United defence here? Well, Turner was caught out by the pass, went back to try and cover Ramirez, but by the time she got there, it was far too late. Ramirez puts it in the corner, and Trish Joyce continues to struggle. So far this season, I think there's only been one clean sheet to her name, and she was obviously dropped from Alison Patel last game out, who did a really admirable performance. So that's not going to improve Joyce's morale one bit, to be honest, because she's had a really troubled time in the first opening games of the season, and now it doesn't seem to be improving. And to that detriment, Manchester United are now behind by a goal to nil, and we've only played about 3 minutes tops. And it's going to be another one of those inconsistent days for Manchester United. They cannot get a run going at the moment, and it's showing in the table. And here is Bizet for an immediate response, and Rigman headers away from Jose. Here's Written now, another tremendous player for Chelsea. They certainly have a lot of really stellar players in this side. Manchester United are obviously missing one with Mar Letitia out for still probably another couple of months yet. We're expecting her to return in about January time. It's into Jeze, tackled by Bright immediately. Chelsea captain, I believe. Mandel to Golden. And immediately Chelsea back on the ball. And look at this passing. Here's Bronze. Just to whip it in past, I think that's Janssen there. Well, what must he be thinking? We know Joyce is struggling from a crisis of confidence at the moment, and Patel's clean sheet that she kept definitely would have improved matters. Here is Ridden. And Manchester United just nowhere at the moment. Chelsea is certainly the better side. We've only played 9 minutes and are already running for a second. And Bronze has been saved by Joyce. That'll be a confidence booster for a degree, I guess. Janssen clears away. Here we are for a corner. And it's Manchester United against the top teams, isn't it? They struggled against Arsenal, if you remember. Here away by Jeze, to be fair. No Ella Toom for United today either. So they're missing her. Will Bronze keep it in amongst themselves. Marcio to Ramirez. Ramirez has passed Janssen, finds Marcio. Turner gets in the way. Sandberg gets there. Here is Wujo making her first start for United this season. And Bizet is running almost the whole length of the pitch, and no one's going through at all. And if Jeze had been able to get on that, it would have been a very good opportunity there. Here is Written. Written, she had the pace of Sonsberg. She's away now. Ritten's got tremendous pace that Sandberg can't deal with. Turner, oh, and that could have been a penalty, and she's asking why there isn't. The Chelsea fans are as well. Manchester United trying to break forward. Here's Jose. Mazawa's with her. And finally, they get it away. But Written is asking the referee, why was that not a penalty? Because to me, that actually looked like a clear-cut one, to be fair. United can count themselves lucky. And now to Watson. Zawa loses the ball. Chelsea right back on it as soon as they lose it, more or less. Well, Turner's a bit committed. Now Janssen's got to deal with Ramirez. She's not an easy customer on a normal day. Even on bad ones. But she rarely has a bad day. That's another problem. And coming up against her. And now here's Written again. She's going to look for a time for that penalty she didn't have. And she scored. It's 2-0 to Chelsea. And it's a great goal. Written's been threatening to do that all day. She has such tremendous pace on the ball. United just cannot keep up with her. She is off. She's certainly off of the races. She could definitely be an Olympic runner. She would shatter all sorts of records. She's got such pace. And Trellis Joyce, yet again, is struggling. Guru gets a goal. And United are in real trouble. Mike Skinner was absolutely furious on the touchline down there. Hanson to Watson. Here's Galton. He gets tackled by Bronze, but it's a throw-in. Well, it's an advantageous position for United anyway. Lundell looks to take it. Galton to Watson. And Watson with an explosion of pace. And good save by Musovic. Zawa gets the ball back. Sean Franco is right there. Now here's Jeze. Oh, it's a good goal. And United back in it. But Jeze isn't celebrating. She should probably be a bit more pleased with herself. But I think she knows United have started poorly so far. And there's no time to celebrate yet. United need to try and get back in this one. That'll definitely put a spring in their step. We've noticed with Arsenal this season that sometimes it does take a goal to light a fire under them and then they run away. Manchester United have done it on occasion too this year. The difference is United have a goalkeeper in crisis because Charles Joyce just cannot deal with Chelsea right now. She goes for the ball, she misses completely. She should have conceded a penalty there by all rights. Oh, Ramirez has got through, and it's a third immediate response by Ramirez. And Joyce came out way too far, and Mike Skinner is absolutely furious down there. He is not happy. His team have been shell-shocked. Ramirez gets two. And Troyes Joyce did not cover herself in glory here either. What a pass. But I think it was Gianfranco. A brilliant threaded pass. Joyce can't deal with it. And Mike Skinner is still down there shouting. He is angry. I don't think we've ever seen Mike Skinner lose his cool this much. And the referee and linesmen are going to have to talk to him. He's so busy screaming at something. I guess he's angry with Troyes Joyce, but really, United have been caught so many times. It's not all on her, but wow. Mike Skinner is not happy. I think it could be the adrenaline get to him. United are in a title challenge situation here, but they've been absolutely blown out of the stadium so far in the first half. And now here's Baltimore. Chelsea forward again. Blundell clears it away. And, well, credit to Troyes Joyce. He's taken the criticism on the chin if it is to do with her, but Skinner was just not happy down there. And Troyes Joyce just isn't. She's rather crumbling under the pressure a bit, isn't she? You know, we did have sympathy for her, and we still do. We have sympathy for her. She's got huge gloves to fill, following on from Mary Epps, but that's a big pair of gloves to fill. But it really is a crisis of confidence right now. Ninja, and finally Troyes Joyce makes a decent save. It's not all on her, let's be honest here, but Mike Skinner certainly feels that she's probably a lot to blame for it all. And it could get worse because Chelsea are just all over the ball right now. And there's a couple of good saves for her to make. And Mike Skinner will ask, why did you not make those earlier? She came out so far for the third goal. Really would have been probably better off staying on a line because of the way the ball was threaded through to her by Gianfranco, Ramirez that is. And no sooner United probably looked for a way back in the game from Jeze, it's been cancelled out and Chelsea just continue to bomb forward. Well, and this was the chance earlier. Troyes Joyce made a save. Oh, Watson, well done. And Jose It's another one of those inconsistent days for Manchester United. It's just the days they cannot have when challenging for a title. Golden! I thought she did a back heel into the back of the net. That certainly would have been a spectacular goal if that had been the case. Yeah, Skinner's calmed down now, but I don't think I've ever seen him that angry. I would not be surprised if Joyce gets dragged for the second half, because the way Mike Skinner exploded was certainly something we've never seen before. Well, Patel is on the bench, and it's very rare that a keeper gets substituted unless they go off injured. That's the only reason. But Skinner could be making a very drastic decision in his near future. Joyce, to be fair, has made quite a few mistakes this year. Not all on her, but here's Ramirez. Buja. Give it away to Franco there. Turner. I think Turner was more at fault for the first goal, to be fair. Oh, written, beautiful piece of skill. And she is playing absolutely brilliantly right now. That was a wonderful piece of skill. And now Chelsea have a corner. United are getting blown out of Stamford Bridge at the moment. Very much like they did against Arsenal. They got blown out of the stadium. Manchester United are struggling against top four sides, even though Arsenal aren't in the top four at the moment. Oh, that's a good save from the keeper. That was a great header though. Injay has got there, and it's going to be a free kick. Well, now she's making some decent saves, but is it too little, too late to keep her in the game? Franco. Written again. And Sandboard just can't deal with her. She's running rings round her. Marcio scores a fourth. And Chelsea are out of sight now. Ridden is absolutely playing out of her boots. She is running rings round Sandberg in particular. And nobody can stop her. Marcio gets a goal here. But could this be a telling moment in the United career of Joyce right now? Because I have a feeling, well, he wasn't as animated as he was the last goal. It was almost an air of expectancy look on his face. But it doesn't matter if Patel does come on for the second half, because right now United actually don't even look like scoring, let alone anything else. It has been a very, very bad display by United in this game so far. We've been absolutely blown out of Stamford Bridge, and we're not even at the end of the first half yet, and it's already 4-1. Once it was a good-looking ball, Ramirez got there. But the moment Chelsea lose the ball, they get it back. That's a good pass to Golden. That's the good piece of play. First good pieces of play United have done all game long, aside from the goal. Here is Blondell. Puts it in towards Jeze. Blythe just pushes her in the box. No penalty given for that. It doesn't matter. Manchester United with probably the worst first half display of the season by them. And I would not be surprised if Joyce goes off, because Mike Skinner was not happy with the third goal, and the fourth one compounded the misery. United have been blown out of Stamford Bridge all in the first half. Well, we're here for the second half. And the expected has happened. Ella Toon has come on, as has Newsland. Triple substitution or even four-man substitution for United because the expected has happened. And Patel has replaced Tullis Joyce in goal. It's rare that this happens, but we've had a goalkeeper swap. Mike Skinner, as we said, was furious with the third goal in particular, running around, shouting at his defenders and Tullis Joyce, it seemed like in particular. I don't think it was all aimed at her because the defenders didn't do well, but wow. And there could be a bit of unrest about that. We'll have to see how that develops for future, but today it's not all on her. Ritten has been absolutely tremendous for Chelsea on the other end. 4 goals for them. Ritten has run rings around the United defenders all game long so far. Ella Toon has come on as well. So that's an emergency substitution that Mike Skinner probably didn't want to make right now. But to be absolutely honest, I don't think United look like scoring again. It's been so good for them, Chelsea that is. Blundell doesn't look like she's doing very well on her feet either. Gianfranco's come off. She's been had a really good game as well. Well, the substitutes got stuck. Now we've got an injury to Blundell apparently. Marcio has done brilliantly with the tricks there. And Patel didn't even move. And that was skied. So Middleton Patel has come on for Tullis Joyce then. Mike Skinner was fuming, as we said. And he marched down the touchline immediately. And I think Joyce had a look on her face that she knew it was coming. And, well, it's drastic measures by Mike Skinner. I don't think it's really going to change that much of the game, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we could have a developing story right here this season. Following on from Mary Epps was always going to be tough. But Joyce may have just bitten off more than she could chew this season. And we'll have to see if she plays again. Maybe this season. I don't think anyone has ever seen Mike Skinner as angry as he was when the third goal went in. He went down the touchline screaming at all his defenders. And that's the kind of passion that United fans have been missing from the men's side of things. Obviously they're now managed by Ruud van Nistelrooy right now. And they drew against Ipswich Town. Ruben Alberin is supposedly incoming in the next game or two. Maybe even the next one as a whole. We'll have to see. For Manchester United, either side of things, it's not going right for them. It's a little better in the Women's Super League. They are predominant title challengers for the moment, but today they have certainly been below par. Sandberg trying to get one up on Ritten. Ritten's had her in her pocket all afternoon. And another bad pass. Ramirez. And finally someone stops Ramirez in the form of Janssen. United, Chelsea get it straight back. And finally Sandberg has some success getting the ball off Ritten there. Because she's run rings around everyone today. Here's Jeze. The one bright spark in a very below par game for Manchester United. Jeze was a goal scorer in the first half. Marcio to Ritten. Ritten again into the box. She scored earlier. Oh, she's run rings round her again, and that was on Turner, and she didn't score the goal. She has been unplayable again for Manchester United today. Sam Kerr, the legend, is coming on for the last 28 minutes or so. No need to use her today. Chelsea have done just fine. We already know that Samantha Kerr is being looked at for the January transfer window for Manchester United. It's a namesake, it's not related or anything, as far as I'm aware. And here is Sam Kerr now. And Ramirez. And Chelsea are just running rings around United now. It's almost like they're toying with them. Such is the confidence. Patel doesn't move again. She only really shimmies across. She maybe saw something we didn't. But she did perform well in her last outing that she made the start for. Galton. Galton's making an amazing run herself and scores. No celebration for that one, and who can blame them? They have certainly not played their best today. It's not really been a performance worth celebrating about, and Leah Galton knows that all too well. It's a goal, and it gives United some hope, but today, this looks like being Chelsea's game to lose. They've played that well for the most part. Galton just refusing to celebrate. Mike Skinner really probably shook his players up at half time. Probably brought out that inner Alex Ferguson maybe. I don't think he threw boots at his players. You know, that infamous moment between Ferguson and Beckham where a boot was thrown. So I don't think it was anything like that. But it certainly was a dressing down that was probably very famous and infamous of Sir Alex Ferguson. Because, well, that first half was probably worthy of such a thing, to be honest. United were poor. And they're still not really all together with it at the moment either. Ensign to Galton. Galton gets brought down. No foul given. Now Ramirez. And, no goal there. Well, she kind of curled that wide, to be honest. Patel probably would have got there, you know. And with Fiona Dodds rising through the ranks of goalkeeper in the United Academy for the moment, Joyce days at United could be numbered. And it would be horrible. It sounds horrible to say, but she's definitely struggled. Jeze scores a third, and United now are back in it. And finally, United seem to be coming to life again. Jeze has been the one bright spark when it comes to scoring goals, along with Toon. It's been pretty much all her and Toon scoring most of the goals. Leah Galton's got a couple too. Some really good ones, including that free kick against Spurs she scored. But if United can rescue a point from the jaws of defeat here, then they've certainly had a better second half. Well, it's Jeze's 10th goal of the season. And she's certainly banging them in as of late. Turn with a block. Here's Sam Kerr. And Patel makes herself big and saves it. What a save by Patel, to be fair. That was good goalkeeping. Well, that's a statement. If Patel wants a shot in the starting lineup, then that, with Trellis Joyce struggling and getting dragged, I mean substituted, that's certainly a way to do it. Make yourself big against one of the legends of the game in Sam Kerr. Here's Bizet. Mazawa, and finally United is stringing some passes together, and here is Bizet. It's a good save by the keeper. I don't think she really knew much about it. She went one side and her boot caught it. United have woken up all of a sudden now. And now we're going to get a very interesting last 12 minutes. United all of a sudden have woke up and realised there's a game on. Ramirez takes on Turner and wins the contest there. It would have been a foul against Turner anyway. Awesome. Here's Ramirez. And down to Mazawa. Here's two. United all of a sudden seem not odds on to score. I think Chelsea might score first if they get on the ball long enough. Here's James, by the way. Janssen defends well. And finally, something's going right for United today. In a day where it's been pretty terrible, pretty bad to put it to put it as nice as possible, it has been pretty bad. Nelson. 2. Here's Jose. Toon is down. Advantage gained. And the referee will bring it back for a free kick. It's going to be a bit far out. Janssen's standing over the ball here. Well, we are a couple of weeks or so from the Women's Super League winter break. The transfer window will open in that time. And we know Manchester United are sorting after Samantha Kerr to join from Bayern Munich. We already know that. But will Mike Skinner be changing his priorities? And searching for a goalkeeper. Ramirez! Well, Joyce, you got to credit her. She's taken the criticism on the chin. She hasn't walked away. She's took it like a champ, to be honest. And good for her. She struggled, and it's not all been her fault. But much like some players before her, she's taken the criticism and run very well, if she's been criticised at all. We're not criticising her, but Mike Skinner probably had a few words. That was the beauty of Sir Alex Ferguson's 90s team. They were all barely kids. And when Ferguson gave them a dressing down, they all listened and fell in line. And that's the reason that they were as successful as they are. Or were, to be honest. A lot of people say that's missing from United's current teams. The men's one in particular. But right now, like we said, I think Manchester United's problems stem more from just the players and the manager at the moment. United have other things to sort out. But all the cuts they're making, I think it's safe to assume that they have very little funds. And the Glazers, as we said, have always been known to... Here's Ramirez! And she scores, and that is game over in the 90th minute of the game. And the stern challenge for United in the second half was burned out. And Ramirez scores another. We were saying that a lot of what the Glazers did, maybe if you believe opinion and consensus, taking a lot of money out of the club. We know we've done this up a lot. But I think it's just more paramount now that could have been the case. Because Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe are having to make a lot of cuts to make ends meet here. And United were one of the juggernauts of football money-wise once. They didn't break the transfer window. They broke their own transfer record for players, but it was only for 1 or 2. Whereas the likes of City could buy multiples and break their transfer records. United don't seem to be in that position of power anymore. And today, what will Mike Skinner do? The funds are the same too. All the transfer and wages might be shorter, but maybe that'll affect the women's team too, so maybe Skinner can't really get many people in. We'll have to see. So right now, this is probably the squad he's got. They'll obviously let Nikita Paris go to Brighton as well. Had to move on Mary Epps to PSG, so considering I don't think United made any new signings in this category, but to my knowledge, I'm not altogether up on it. Here's Turner. We'll have to see what the January transfer window holds. We've got a couple more games before then, but today, Stamford Bridge has been treated to a real humbling of Manchester United. Maya Ramirez got a hat-trick, and Ritten played her boots off to the point where no one could deal with it. It's been a real humbling experience for United today. They were poor throughout. They did try to fight back, but it wasn't enough. And now, we've got to wonder what the status will be in terms of the goalkeeper going forward. So all the other scores from... Actually, I think there's only one. I think there's only one score that we could talk of. Everton and Liverpool in the Merseyside derby was 2-0. And that's the only game we've got that we haven't covered already. So, I guess we'll go straight to the table then. City, Chelsea and United either way. But United now lose a further couple of points to Chelsea there. And it's pretty much as you were, aside from that, with only 2 games played. So Arsenal still 10th. And Liverpool still at the bottom after losing to Everton today.